always keep a beginner's mindset towards life. That way, with the spark of curiosity burning ever bright within, we will not miss any opportunities to learn. Think, when we were little children, how curious we were. The whole world was new, and we were astonished by every bit of it. One child was pestering her mother with a stream of questions. "Mummy, why does the sky look blue? Why does the earth look flat when you tell me it is round?" In desperation, the mother said, "Beta, stop asking so many questions. Haven't you heard that curiosity killed the cat?" The child was silenced for a bit. Then she said, "Mummy, what did the cat want to know when it was killed?" Her curiosity could not be quelled. However, as grown-ups, we make our assumptions and live by them. One husband and wife were troubled for 20 years by Uncle Gopi Chand, who had lived with them because he had such a terrible nature. Finally, when he died and the husband and wife returned from his funeral, the wife broke out, "I would never have tolerated him. It's only because he is your uncle that I tolerated Gopi Chand." The husband said, "My uncle? But I thought all the while he was your uncle, and that's why I was tolerating him." The two of them had made an assumption and not bothered to check it for 2 long decades. Likewise, about the truths of this world, we also make our presuppositions. There's the story of one bishop from the East Coast, Bishop Wright, who went to a college in the Midwest in America to give a lecture. He happened to be conversing with the college president and conveyed to him that the time has come when humankind knows all that was to be known, and everything that was to be invented has already been done. The college president did not agree. He said, "A lot more will be discovered over the next 50 years. "Like what?" said Bishop Wright. "Like, for example, people will invent machines that will fly in the air." "Impossible," said Bishop Wright. "Flying is only meant for angels and birds. How can human beings ever fly?" Bishop Wright had made an assumption. However, he had 2 sons who were not so presumptuous. One of them was Wilbur and the other was Orville. And these two, Wilbur and Orville, just 2 decades after their father made the declaration, in the year 1903, they took the first flight into the air. So when we make assumptions, how much off the mark we may be. Instead of that, if we keep the attitude, "I know a bit, so much more I can learn," then there is scope to grow. One person desirous of learning meditation went to a sage and said, "O sage, I know that we are not the body, we are the soul, we are not material beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings having a material experience." He went on speaking before the sage for 15 minutes and then concluded, "Can you please teach me how to meditate?" There was a cup in front of the sage. He took the kettle full of milk and began pouring it into the cup until it was full to the brim. But the sage continued to pour, and the milk was spilling over onto the table and down to the ground. "What are you doing, sir?" said the man. "The cup is already full." The sage said, "Likewise, your intellect, young man, is so full of ideas. There is no scope for receiving any guidance from others." When I was in high school, I took a few lessons in tennis. Before me was another boy whom the coach was guiding. Watching his game, the coach gave a few tips, and every time he made a suggestion, "You need to be more flowing on your backstroke," that boy would respond with 6 more ideas. And after a while, the coach would just start nodding his head. Later I asked the coach that why did you stop offering advice to that boy? He said to me, "I understood a long while ago that it is futile providing valuable guidance to those who only wish to hear echoes." So if your perspective to life is, "I have already learned what is to be learned," there will be no scope for further growth. Instead of that, take inspiration from the most successful inventor in the world till date, Thomas Alva Edison, who had 1,093 American patents to his name. He was the chief guest in a convention, and he was introduced that Mr. Edison has got such a fertile intellect and is so creative in his ideas. When it was Edison's turn to speak, he refuted and he said, "I am actually not creative. I don't have new ideas. I am only like a sponge." People have got the knowledge that they discovered or created. I just take it and modify it a bit to present a new invention to the world. Likewise, ideas are all around. And in the spiritual realm, this mindset of curiosity will bring us to the most profound knowledge. Let us hear from the Bhagavad Gita. Knowledge that helps a person resolve immediate problems is one kind of enlightenment, while knowledge that dispels the root of ignorance to solve all problems in one strike is another kind of enlightenment. The Bhagavad Gita aims at the second kind of enlightenment by destroying the darkness of ignorance that has enveloped the soul since endless lifetimes. Unable to deal with the immediate problem at hand, Arjun approached Shree Krishna for a palliative to overcome the anguish he was experiencing. Shree Krishna did not just advise him on his immediate problem, but went beyond that to give Arjun a profound discourse on the philosophy of life. So, with the mindset of a beginner, if you wish to discover the treasure chest of spiritual knowledge, then approach the Bhagavad Gita and learn the philosophy of life from Bhagavan Shree Krishna.